So I'm continuing with this idea of mind, body and spirit and what we mean by those three words in that phrase. And I don't know if you remember the movie Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, but that's one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. Very violent. It's something that kind of makes a point, goes over the top with violence in order to show that violence is just absurd. But it's a movie I love, and I love the title of the movie. Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. What I want to suggest is that the way we usually use the phrase mind, body, spirit is something close to lock, stock and barrel. And what we mean, I think, often when we say mind, body, spirit is thoroughly. All of me. I'm throwing myself all the way in. I'm not holding anything back. I am diving in fully and thoroughly. That's what I think we often mean when we talk about mind, body, and spirit. Now that phrase, lock, stock, and barrel, comes from the old musket gun. And in a musket gun, you had a barrel that held the musket ball. And then you had a stock that held the barrel. And then the lock was the trigger that you pulled. Now you can go a certain way in thinking about mind, body, and spirit through that analogy. Think about your body as the barrel. It's holding all the cards right now. It's directing the way you live your life in many ways, certainly in the physical sense. So think of your body as the barrel. Think about your mind as the stock, which is feeding your body everything that it needs. All the beliefs that you live by are being fed by the stock or the mind. And then think about spirit as the trigger or the lock. Now the reason I suggest this is an analogy, and it's definitely a weak analogy to a certain extent, but it offers something to us because there comes a time in your life when you know you're doing what you can with your body, you know that you're feeding your mind the best possible optimistic thoughts that you can, but there comes a time when you just have to pull the trigger and dive in. It's the moment of commitment, the moment of conviction, where you decide to move or to wake up or whatever it is. So this analogy to me of pulling the trigger offers something to our understanding of mind, body, and spirit because they all work together. I mean, if you had a musket gun, if you had no barrel but a trigger, there'd be nothing there to shoot. If you had the barrel but if you had the trigger, or whichever way it went, you've got to have all three parts of the musket gun for that to function effectively. And it's the same with the mind, the body, and the spirit. We need all of them functioning well and together, and then we need to pull the trigger and truly live while we're alive.